being believed, of being accused of being liars, of making the claims that you're making.
Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to Film Trendings. In today's video, we're going to be looking at moments when Dr. Phil couldn't stand his guests. And without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. Number 5. Donna and her hate for her daughter-in-law. Taliban must be one of the most hated entities of the world. But when this woman's hatred came into question, Dr. Phil literally had to ask if Donna hated her daughter-in-law more than the Taliban itself. And she actually had no answer to that. Her smirk was all that the viewers got to see. Getting into the story, we see that Donna was pretty upset with her daughter-in-law, but throughout the show, she was not able to provide a substantial reason for that. She just did not give a good enough reason for why she hated her so much. Dr. Phil went through her emails and messages, and the word that stood out in almost all of them was how she hated the poor girl. The girl obviously had nothing to say for herself because she simply did not know the reason for the hate. At one point, the mother went on complaining about how her daughter-in-law called the family a horrible family, to which Dr. Phil responded that the statement kind of proves to be accurate.
Do you hate the Taliban that much?
Number 4. Stacey and Dan complain about their daughter. A lot of teenagers tend to grow rage issues, but this daughter was quite unique in this case. She got triggered pretty easily, and the rest of her family was very unhappy with her rigorous responses. When the family came to Dr. Phil's show, instead of talking directly to the girl about her anger issues, Dr. Phil went into how her parents were dealing with the situation. He was not even slightly impressed with the type of punishments they had been giving to a potential raging teenager. Though the parents were not violent in this sense, they still used weird methods. For instance, Dr. Phil talked about how wrong it was for their mother to throw water at her daughter because she made her angry, or how wrong it was for the father to try to snatch the daughter's mobile phone, which ended up with police being called to their home. I'm quite sure a lot of people might be wondering how Dr. Phil's line of questioning makes any sense, because after all, it was the girl who had anger issues. But the thing is, the girl had a diagnosed problem that needed expert attention. The parents, on the other hand, were normal people with no such issue, thus they should have not raged when their daughter misbehaved.
Tyler has called the police trying to get her dad and I in trouble.
Number 3. 2 bickering women. This story broke the internet with a lot of people fussing about just how these women would not remain shut. The 2 women who were supposed to act like friends apparently came to Dr. Phil to have their disputes resolved, but everything seemed to be escalating over there. Dr. Phil just could not keep up with all the bickering going on, and he actually went on and asked the 2 of them to shut up directly. He also said how they both did not need him because the 2 of them could have done this in a parking lot. But nothing really seemed to bother the 2 ladies, as all they cared about at the particular moment was getting ahead and bickering from the other guests on stage.
My dad used to tell me, never pass up a good chance to shut up.
Number 2. Pharah Abraham and her mother. The story of the star from the teen mom show Pharah Abraham is one true representation of the title I had presented. Pharah Abraham was there to gather some pity and empathy for all that had been going on in her life, including her very recent DUI arrest. She got everything but empathy, let me tell you that. Dr. Phil was astonished at how she would try to find her innocence in what happened to her when, factually speaking, she was entirely at fault over here. He went on talking about how Pharah was acting like a spoiled kid and that her privilege was clouding her judgment entirely.
Why did you make the tape?
For me to be happy for myself and my own privacy.
Number 1. Marlin wanting a Beyonce-like wife. Topping this list are Marlin and Deidre, who ended up presenting a very weird and unique story to everyone out there. It turns out Marlin ended up marrying the wrong girl, but he obviously had no choice either. He was clearly obsessed with Beyonce, but as he had no contacts with her, he had to make do with Deidre. But in order to have his lust fulfilled, he constantly forced his wife to act like a Barbie doll for him, as termed by Dr. Phil himself. He wanted her to lose 20 pounds, stay dressed up all the time, and basically look like Beyonce. He believed that he was high in demand, and if Deidre did not listen to him, he would split up despite the two having a son together. Believe me, Dr. Phil was not thrilled by this guest, and you should listen to all of what he said.
To have your life, what you need to do is hire you a hooker, a cook, and a babysitter.
Regardless of what anyone might think, all of these cases definitely make you quite infuriated. And with that, it brings us to the end of our video, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then let us know by liking the video. Stick around for more amazing content, as we'll be seeing you soon in another video. Until then, take care and goodbye.